I'm going to read a section of my short story that I read about a girl who goes through a very complicated relationship. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. August. Months passed. Love, thoughts, and words were shared. However, the arguments were becoming inevitable. She cried, he cried. She lied, he lied. Their present memories would never be the same, and the past would be something they wished for. Lizzie looked at her picture, black and white, smile as huge as cat smile. She looked away. A cold single tear falls. She looks at the picture one more time. She notices a tear on the bottom right side. These tears showed her that what was once there is now a part of her past, and it will no longer become her future. Her dreams with him and prosperity are shattered like broken glass, and her heart has that deep cut, the type of cut you get when you run barefoot over sharp rocks. The loneliness engulfed her and brought her life down with her. With everyone who still loved her, she felt as if, without Derek, there wasn't a purpose for anything. She would smile and realize she was dying inside. All her emotions were numb. Sorry. There'll be a couple of pauses, sorry. Derek had no clue that she dreaded and feared the day that was coming. But destiny was taking its role. Unfortunately, Lizzie had lost control. And now this part is a conversation between two characters. February. Why did you do it, huh? I just felt like it, okay? No, I know you did it for a reason. You can talk to me. No, Mom, no. I felt like it. Why can't you talk to me? What did I do to you? You don't talk to me. You're never here. I have to bring money to the house. What do you expect? Spend time with your daughter. You only have one. See, you're so disrespectful. You only have one mother, and God forbid I die. Mom, I'm not disrespectful. I do everything for you. I was just stressed. So when you're stressed, you're gonna do that? No. I just wanted to be alone. Why? You can talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. September. Her heart beating as fast as a hummingbird's wings, standing in the middle of a bridge. The weather is warm, yet windy. However, just to stay on the safe side, she wore her favorite gray and white sweater, all gray with love written in front in white. She looks out into the lake from the middle of the bridge while the wind tickles her cheeks. She can see the park from where she stands. Then she sees him. Her heart drops. He really made it. Sitting on a pink blanket, it looks like it's been washed an extensive amount of times, and the pink is getting as light as a cloud. He brought a friend too, little white four-legged animal, running around and running everywhere he points to. The honk of a truck scares her. The highway behind her is filled with Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevys. She slowly walks to her right so she can get to the entrance of the park. She walks down a hill on the gray road where he is sitting with his friend. A little gray pebble on the floor reminds her of the time she rode down the same path and fell and broke her ankle. She laughs about it and keeps walking down. The closer she gets, she begins to realize the black bag next to him and a quart of orange juice. She smiled, her favorite.
Okay, so the short story I'm going to read is called Brave, and it's not completely done yet. So I'm going to read 3 sections, one from the beginning, one kind of from the middle, and one almost to the ending. Giselle sat on a metal bench placed against the black walls covered with neon pink and green paint swirled around. Her Her black shirt with pink polka dot bow hung off her shoulder, exposing her white bra strap. Her hair swifted across her back as she leaned her head against the wall. Her sky blue eyes hung low, gleamlessly, as they were surrounded by days of sleepless nights. Her triangle fishnet stockings were ripped slightly above her right knee, and her feet rocked back and forth in her black Mary Jane heels. The pink pleated skirt she wore had raindrops of scarlet red blood that dripped slowly from her septum that hung close to her nose. She sat motionless, gazing at the floor covered with green broken bottles and red plastic cups that contained both beer and strong liquor. The bodies that were laid on the floor were becoming conscious and coherent as the strobe lights blinked, the room's only source of light. A man stood from underneath the bar. His tattered plaid shirt seemed worn and old. He leaned against the bar, not realizing his elbow is rested in a pool of beer. He reached into his pocket and with his long, thin hands pulled out a cigarette. He ran his free hand through his short black hair, then lit it. Looked at Giselle. Curiosity walked him over to her. Why was she still here? He had to ask. Some rave last night, he said. I don't even remember, she replied. What were you on? Everything? He lifted his cigarette, held it to his dry, cracked mouth, and inhaled deeply. Can I have a pull? Giselle asked. Yeah. She took the cigarette and lit it and took a light puff, handed the cigarette back with her red lipstick mark on top. Long night, she sighed. Girl like you here herself? Didn't you come with anyone? Friends. They can be anywhere now. She looked in the mirror, not even recognizing herself. She sat on her vanity table covered in MAC products. Red and pink lipstick, eyeshadow of every color, blue most worn out. The blush was almost gone. Nothing seemed out of place. The drawers contained the makeup that her mother bought, untouched and new, out of sight. The one part that dirtied the table was her cover-up spilled across it, trying to cover the bruises that marked her chest. She ached and groaned when they were touched. How'd I get these, she murmured. She still struggled to remember the previous weekend. Bits and pieces were starting to come back to her. The way her hair was grabbed and pulled. She reached Emily's house. Her front yard smelled of fresh cut grass. Red brick floor, freshly paved. She waited while she knocked on the door. She noticed the only flaw the house seemed to have, a thin cut across the side of the door. Emily answered with a squint in her eye, not recognizing her best friend. She removed her blonde bangs to get a better look. Realizing her, she widened her gray eyes. Her mouth dropped as her hand reached to cover it. Are you okay? She said when she finally came to words. No, that rave is messing with my head. I need some answers. She entered the home and went directly to Emily's room, not acknowledging Emily's mother that sat in the living room. Emily sat right beside her. Lay down, you need to chill, Emily said. That rave had nothing to do with it. That's the end of it.
Hi, again. Now, this is a poem I wrote, and it's called Three Beautiful Women, and they're about the three most important women in my life. Can I read it? Beba, the beautiful boy cut, white and silver strands that move on your head. How lovely you looked. Didn't care. Wore those bright yellow Chinese slippers. Right side missing a flower. Left side had a hole. But yet you were still beautiful, and I wanted to be just like you. Your smile was brought out the most when you wore red. I'm sorry I let the bird go away. Only you would understand. Te amo, mommy. My heart crushes. The beats become sharp pains that are unbearable. I didn't mean to let you down. You were like my mom. Nina, so small and so skinny, so fragile too. yet very strong. Wrinkles all over your face, but you are a special porcelain doll to me. Great mother and an outstanding guardian. Your words are what helped us get along. You only live life once. Don't go messing up life now. It's not all about the money. Think of others. Those sick days, I became selfish and thought of myself. Stood home and played video games, not knowing you were fading away, losing your health. Those sharp pains stabbed me once again. I'm sorry I didn't mean to let you down. You were like my mom. Mom, so small yet so mighty, annoyed that my face is your face, but inside I know you're proud. I just want to let you know I'm proud too. Your Spanglish that no one understands makes me laugh. I try to hide the fact that I have it too. I'm very lucky to have you. Strong outside, you will fight for my life, fight for your right, but inside, you just want that love, happiness, that beautiful haven. I want it too. And if I could, I would fight the world to get that haven for you. Not me, but you. Because I'm sorry, I'm not trying to let you down, because you are my mom.
Okay, so we have one last poem. Alright, it's actually an elegy for one of our friends that passed. You guys know Ashley Campos? Yeah. So this is a poem for her. We've known you since 7th grade. Oh wait, by the way, it's a duet between me and Brenda. We've known you since 7th grade. We shared the same name. We watched you embrace your cancer survival and not hide your illness.
It's afraid of me. I'm not afraid of it, like you once said. I don't believe it beat you. You just chose to party up high in the sky.
We watched you grow past ignorant children.
They not knowing your struggles, teasing you for your pink wigs.
And don't forget the blonde one too.
But you didn't let anything they say bother you. With your high spirits,
You just went up to them and said, yeah, I had cancer, but I'm all right now. When you entered DY, I had high hopes of 3 years of laughs,
warm hugs,
random outbursts.
like you calling me your green ninja because you drew me that way in class.
Like when you ran down the hall, chasing Hakeem for Mr. Bummington's.
My green frog with a missing eye.
You were my twin, even though you were like 3 inches taller than me. Our IDs even looked the same, except your eyes were lighter.
You were a friend, even though you were a freshman. You were like
Family.
months past.
We had hope, but you never came back to us.
Your body might not be here.
But you are in spirit.
You were right. Everything will be okay.